excited. You know, I'm used to the main event, and I'll be very comfortable in that position. I've gone 5 rounds a couple times, but I'm very accustomed to 1-round fights myself too. 10 of those have finished in the first round, and this will be my 11th.
Well, I have 15 first-round finishes compared to your 10, just for the record there, Lukey boy. And I'll make it 16 just to use your line.
Anybody in the UFC?
Listen, mate, I was beating people in the UFC when you were out there.
Are any of those
working as a stripper or whatever it was you used to do?
That's my point. None of those are from somebody in the UFC.
Okay.
Okay, guys, I'm going to open up to the floor.
And in fact, yes, many of them were in the UFC, just to answer your question.
Luke, when you were on our show a few weeks ago, you spoke about how much you wanted this fight with Michael, how you thought it would be a great fight. Now, recently, the big news was you had this bet where if you finished Michael in the first round, so you know that would happen. Now, Jason Perullo was on our show a few weeks ago. He said that if the bet's still on, he'd like to be a part of it. So my question to you is the bet still on? And if it is, can Jason be a part of it?
He backed out of the bet. He said, what is it, a bad example for your son? Is that what I heard through the grapevine?
No, let me tell you.
When have you ever looked at a good
here's
example?
the thing. I've never been
Spitting on people's corners?
I've never been finished. Oh, there's a good original one. I've never been finished in 1 round in my life, and when I beat you, I don't want you to have the excuse saying, "Oh, I was going all out in the first round to finish you because I wanted to win this bet." You know, obviously, if you look at me and you look at Luke, you can clearly see that Luke needs the money. I dress in the fighter's clothes. Luke, you know, you're supposed to wear a suit here. It's a press conference. I believe you get paid $100 grand. Incidentally, I get paid 4 or 5 times more than you. There's a reason why that is. And perhaps I'll donate you some money. You can buy yourself a suit when I kick your ass on November 8th.
Bisping, no amount of training, no amount of training that you do is going to save you from the beating you're about to endure.
Listen to this guy.
I promise.
It's not the WWE. Let me tell you a little story, guys. Saturday night, I was working Fox, calling the fights, and Luke's friend Daniel called me as a regular on Fox, and he's talking to Luke, and he says, "Hey, Bisping, you got to hear this," and he puts it on loudspeaker, and Luke's screaming down the phone like some kind of possessed maniac, like some bully going, "You don't understand, Bisping. I'm going to walk through your pitter-patter punches. You're in a world of pain. You're in trouble." And I'm just laughing my head off. It's absolutely hilarious. I've had over 30 professional UFC fights. If you think it intimidates me, if you think it scares me, then you are so mistaken, my friend. Okay? I fought many of you many times, and you're going to be another victim. Okay? Just relax, and I'll see you on November the 8th.
I respect the confidence you have, but you have no idea what's about to happen. You know, it's funny. It's actually hilarious.
Funny. So there's a little tag team. For those die-hard MMA fans, there was an event in San Jose recently, and Luke Rockhold and another San Jose native, Cung were both up on the stage, you know, giving a little back and forth, a little tag team, a little circus act, looking like a pair of douchebags, saying, "Oh yeah, you're going to beat him, I'm going to beat him, you're going to beat him, ooh, let's all beat him." But 50% of that duo, Cung, that ended with him having 3 broken ribs, a broken jaw, a broken nose, and a fractured orbital bone. Okay, so if you think you've got pitter-patter punches, I don't know if Cung checked out of the hospital yet, but if he has, or when he does, maybe you can go and see him and talk about those pitter-patter punches.
This all started a long way back when you said something about you were the unofficial Strikeforce champion. Something happened in training.
Yes.
Just tell everyone exactly what you thought happened, and Luke, I'd like you to respond if you can too, please.
Okay, so here's what happened. I was training for a fight, and Luke came down, and it was very nice of him, very gracious. He came down to help them. We had a sparring session, and I thanked him for that. And you know, as I say, it was great. After that, I was on a TV show. Can't remember the name of it, and it was an MMA show. They were asking, and they said, "Oh, I heard you were sparring with Luke Rockhold recently." And they said, "How did it go?" And me, you know, being the type of guy I am, I'm always having a laugh and being sarcastic, you know, just being a little, I said, "Listen, let's put it like this. I'm now the unofficial Strikeforce champion." And then I laughed and I immediately apologised and I said, "Listen, Luke, if you watch it, I'm sorry, I'm only kidding." Having a laugh, okay? And this guy just cannot get over it, okay? It's called a joke, Luke, okay? Simmer down, get over it. You're getting on like a little prepubescent 12-year-old, okay? I don't know if it's the time of the month, whether it was then or it is now. It was a joke. But, for the record, I kicked his ass in the first round, I kicked his ass in the third round. I was wearing sparring gloves, and he was wearing the full correct 4-ounce MMA gloves. He knows it, I know it, and on November the 8th, the world is going to know it.
I don't know what your recollection is of that day, but we were both wearing 4-ounce gloves. I come in out of shape, you're 2 weeks away from Brian's stand fight. I switch my stance to orthodox to help the guy. And you're in the best shape of your life, and I hang in there for 3 rounds straight on my hands and my knees. And you actually couldn't do nothing to me.
You got your ass kicked.
I love business. You have such a false sense of security of that day. If that's going to take you and give you the confidence of this fight, I hope you have that, because you're going to need every last bit of it.
Okay, getting mad.
Next question.
I'm just
mad.
trying to jump in.
I mean, I've already beat Jacare not too long ago, and you know, I feel like I could do it again. I know I could, and you know, after I deal with this kid over here, I'd be happy to prove myself once again in that fight. Whatever they want.
Good answer, Luke. Yeah, you know, Jacare looked good. He's been on a good roll. Incidentally, Luke, that was quite a while ago when you beat him. So, you know, right now I'm just focused on Luke Rockhold. I'm not thinking about title shots or anything like that. See, Luke is the type of person, you know, if you listen to him talk, he's really underestimating me. And, you know, that is the biggest mistake you've got right there, son. You know, do not underestimate me, pal. Simple as that. I am expecting a very, very tough fight. I'm not expecting a walk in the park. I'm not saying that. I'm not alluding to that. I respect Luke's fighting abilities. Do I respect him as a person? I couldn't care less about the guy. Do I respect him as a fighter? Of course he's done some things, so I don't think it's going to be easy. It never is. There is no easy fights in the UFC, but come November the 8th, in fact, today I would beat him in a fight, and November the 8th I certainly will. And then we'll start talking about title shots.
There's no chance. There's no chance for you, it's funny. And if you are that confident, just make the bet. 1 round. You got to run for 1 round. Because I'm confident I'm going to finish in 1 round. Mark my words.
My purse is 5 times the size of yours, and that's for a reason. Okay?
You want another $100,000 on top of that purse? All you got to do is survive 1 round.
Luke, your last couple of fights, very impressive performances, first round finishes. Just touching on that bet, and obviously the fight against Michael Bisping. Like Michael said, he never has been finished in the first round. Not to take anything away from you, obviously very talented. What is it that makes you so confident that you will finish Michael Bisping in the first round? And how would you see that happening?
That's a great question, by the way.
I'm big on doing my homework. I study my opponents through and through. And I watched Michael. I was sitting there cage side watching his Cung fight. I see a lot of openings, and I know what I'm capable of. I train with some of the best guys in the world. I know I can put him away. I have everything I have to put him away in 1 round, and I just don't see what he's going to do to stop me. I'm going to come forward. I'm going to put everything on him, and you know, I'm not underestimating him. I'm going to train very hard. I'm going to train so hard for this fight. I'm going to train harder than I've ever trained, because I'm looking to go out there and embarrass this man. I like a lot of people. There's not a lot of people I don't like. Michael Bisping is at the top of that list. And so I'm going to train so hard just so I can embarrass him that much. And it's going to be a fun night for all of you, I promise. It's going to be short, but it'll be spectacular, I promise you.
Well, of course, you know, as a fighter, you need confidence, and rightly so. You know, and a lot of people, I'm sure we've heard this before, there's a pattern for me with, oh, I'm going to beat Michael Bisping, I'm going to make a fool out of him, I'm going to finish him in 1 round. And then it doesn't really happen, it doesn't go that way. I'm pretty sure your boyfriend said that. And, you know, it didn't end well for him. You don't like me, that's great. I don't like you either. I certainly don't like guys that go out and molest tigers while they're heavily under the effect of, you know, tranquilizers, you know. We all saw what you were doing to that tiger in the zoo, you know. There's a word for that where I come from, and that's a nonce. Mate, bring it. I'm looking forward to it. The fans are going to get what they're going to pay. The fans are going to get what they're paying for. They want to see a great fight. I respect you. You know, you as a fighter. I'm expecting a tough fight. Will you finish me in the first round? No. Will you finish me at all? No. Will you be victorious? No, you won't. But everybody's going to get to see a great fight, and that's all I care about. You know, the UFC is here to put on great fights, and this will be a good show. still very, very much want to be world champion, and I know I can achieve it.
Sorry, that's not going to happen.
Okay, everyone, listen.
Jesus
there's gonna
Christ.
Can't wait. I can't fucking wait. I can't wait. Yeah, I'm gonna knock that smug look out of my face, man. Really, really. You're just gonna be like a long list of people that said the same thing.
No, mate, wake up.
It's gonna be a long flight home for you, pal.
I'm actually enjoying myself.
Really? You ain't gonna enjoy fucking shit, pal. You ain't gonna enjoy nothing.
Okay, boys.
Yeah.
Turn around this way.
You've got no fucking idea what the
7 peak.
You've got no idea.
Have a peek at these guys.
No idea.